getting out an output. Production, that's what it is. Try to figure it out, Mr. Wiz. Try pushing out the PPC. Try to increase efficiency. The resources are limited. Land, labor, capital, all limited. Scarcity must be overcome. If not, there may not be more gum. Trade the gum in the market. Trading goods and services to target. Capitalism means there are private things that people produce for their own profit like kings. So there are the rich and poor. The rich are safe, the poor less secure. Income is the money that you make in return for the goods and services that you make. Income gap rising all around. Hopefully there is an upper bound. Take a risk to make some money. Entrepreneur life looks darn sunny. A high risk means high reward, bro, but gamble at your own risk though. Standard of living, the condition of the people in the nation. Making choices is tough, my good friends. Compare cost and benefit, it depends. In every choice there is a trade-off. Teams decide between wines and golf. One has a really darn good hustle. The other has built some darn good muscle. Either or must weigh the pros and cons. In this case, use your brains, not bronze.
Yo, it all was up, we be rising on this beat, going further higher to a business beat. Through expansion, we'll see a rise in CPI as inflation is flying and the GDP's high. You see, expansion leads to business peaks in many different ways. When demand exceeds supply, consumers spend more of their pay, making higher prices higher over large amounts of time. Market basket then costs more with higher CPI. They be spending that moolah, consumer confidence is up, cause unemployment still low until recession and a drop. Real GDP goes down as the economy contracts, manufacturing costing more and the business cycle whack. This process called recession, now production is slow. The CPI is down and then low economic growth. Since GDP is down, aggregate demand is less. We do not produce as much and we stay in a mess. Unemployment is high when demand for work is down. Poverty levels rising, no one's purchasing in town. This is the business cycle in a nutshell. Going up and down, it's cyclical as long as time can tell.
Now this is where it starts to get political, cause regardless of side, econ's too critical. Beat fiscal policy designed to keep growth, manipulates taxes and spending both. Expansionary or contractionary, whichever the type, the goal is long-term balance which sustains the hype. Let's say we're in the trough that morale is low, cut taxes and build roads to get the blood to flow. But some might say this is incorrect. It snuffs out private spending through the crowding out effect. When inflation is high and the economy will burst, cut spending and raise taxes to prevent the worst. While some might want to tax and spend still, the right would say, yo, government, just chill. Spending too high, regulations too tight, Reaganomics, they say, can make it all right. It'll balance the budget, driving down the deficit. A sustained effort can make the debt take a hit.
First things first, I'll try to be frank. Monetary policy starts at the central bank. The US of A, we call it the Fed. They're keeping a lookout for inflation ahead. Just ask JP, he's the chair of the board, trying to keep a handle on the currency hoard. Having too much money isn't too great. Just watch what happens to the inflation rate. You could end up like today's Venezuela, where all the new money in the world can't save. Don't go overboard, drop money supply. Crazy high interest rates will make you wanna cry. Leaves no one demanding loanable funds. When you end up their investment straight up done. The end of the day, some banks hop on the phone. They go ask other banks for an overnight loan. Interest rates work like ships at sea. They move together, they love the company. Means from the banks to the grocery store. When interest rates rise, everyone pays more. Balancing the two rates is crazy tough, so the Fed tries to do all kinds of stuff. They want to drop inflation, what do? The FOMC sells a bond or two. They're and reward you with interest bit by bit. Among safe investors, they're really a hit. They're sold as part of open market operations, trying to manage the money supply in our nation. Money supply M1, 2, or 3. It's about recirculating the economy. When money gets too tight, it's really not too pleasing. So the Fed tries a little quantitative easing. They buy up all these assets at premium prices, making people think they're owned by Wall Street devices. All comes down to the borrowing and lending. Without those two, we'd have near zero spending.